Hi everybody, welcome to Anecdotes by Addison. I'm here to tell you like it is because that's what I do best. And today, I'm here to talk to you about the government's continued attempt and success in bamboozling the American people.
It's the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine.
Think back to 3 years ago. It was at the height of transgenderism. Before that, while transgenderism had been a term, it was a relatively unknown one. Certainly not a household term. But 3 years ago was when we saw a massive push to normalize the idea around the idea of being transgender, what it meant, and all the asinine language that we had to learn surrounding it. I mean, before transgenderism, not only did we not know that there were more than two genders, last I heard it was over 90 now, and possibly even an infinite amount. But we also didn't know that children could dictate what sex they believed they are. It was as though a whole new world had opened up to us, sort of like chaos had taken over.
See, here I am now by myself, talking to myself. That's chaos there.
And now it became the new norm to call someone ma'am, even if they have an Adam's apple.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. It is ma'am.
I can call the police if you'd like me to. You need to settle down.
You need to settle down and mind your business, okay? Ma'am, once again, ma'am.
I said both of you.
No, you said sir. Once again, it's ma'am.
And if you don't, you might be put in the not nice jail. Public bathrooms became hot topic issues. Proper pronouns were triggering people. And perfectly good penises and breasts were being chopped off left and right. So it would stand to reason that, given our world had already been turned upside down, and everyone clamored together to promulgate the craziness which had circled the globe, we would find ourselves in the mess we're in today. After all, otherwise sane, normal-thinking people who, say, 20 years ago would have shaken their heads and at the very least called those referring to men as women and women as men as insane, we're now calling out people like me who follow logic and reason and even biology by saying that no, a man is not a woman and a woman is not a man. And, no. There are not more than two genders, by the by. So it really doesn't surprise me at all that if the American public is so easily duped into thinking that someone who was born with a penis has a woman's brain, they would believe that wearing a sheer piece of cloth over their mouths as a general population is going to prevent the spread of a deadly virus. A deadly virus that can never be eradicated, mind you. Because after all, the flu has never been eradicated, the common cold has never been eradicated, and as far as I know, that random virus that you get throughout the year, that's never been eradicated either. There are so many viruses, in fact, we don't even know them all.
There's so many.
I thought Gose said there might be thousands. There must be millions of them.
And yet, where were the masks for all of those viruses and diseases in the past? But I digress. For those of you who don't know me that well, I'd like to tell you a little something about myself. I lived in Hungary for well over a decade. When I first moved there, I was at the tender young age of 18. Yes, young and innocent and full of life, never having experienced anything illogical or nonsensical. Boy, was I in for a real slap in the face by living in that country for more than 10 years. To spare you my long, drawn-out stories, which I'm sure I'll share with you on another occasion, I will share with you today only one little anecdote from my time there. Back when I first moved to the post-communist country in 2003, there was a rule in every single grocery and convenience store, and that was that you had to pick up a little basket every time you went inside. It didn't matter what you were going in there to buy. It could have been 2 days worth of food or a packet of gum. You always had to pick up that little red basket. I found this intriguing. Why the basket? Why always? Why no matter what? So I asked a friend of mine, why do you have to take a basket every time you go in? I don't know, Lisa. Just take it. Well, that seemed strange. What do you mean you don't know? There must be a reason, I asked, the flabbergasted American that I was. It doesn't matter what the reason is. It's the rule. Just do it. This was my introduction into defying authority and learning to ask why. No one knew. Not the security guard, not the employees, not even friends and acquaintances around town whom I'd asked. No one. And beyond not wanting to do something simply because somebody had told me to do it, it was more a matter of frustration. Why, not only did you have to take a little red basket, but why doesn't anyone want to know why? This for me was probably even more frustrating than having to obey the stupid rule in and of itself, which I most oftentimes didn't. Just to see what would happen. Very similar to my days of late when I walk into shops around here not wearing a mask just to see what they'll say as to why I have to wear a mask. Finally, it turned out that they required the little red basket so that people wouldn't steal. It was used, ostensibly, as a deterrent to theft, which was a silly, stupid reason to carry a basket. Because if you're carrying a basket with your left hand, you can't steal with your right. But this just added to the illogic and nonsense that had begun with the original law of the land, which was to take a basket even if you don't know why. My perception at the time was that Hungarians were very stupid to go along with a rule that they never questioned. I mean, why on earth would someone do something that someone has told them to do if there's no reason behind it? But now, I give them only the benefit of the doubt that Hungary had been a communist country for a very, very long time. It had been ingrained in them generation after generation that you don't question authority. You just do what you're told. That's their excuse. What's ours? We just blindly go along with whatever anyone tells us to do and don't question what the TV man tells us. We obey everything, as though we're in some sleepy haze. And we believe that the government has our best interest at heart? Tell me, when was the last time the government ever had our best interest at heart? No, it's okay. I'll wait. Wrong. The government has never had our best interest at heart. The government, and I'm sorry to break this to you, doesn't care about us. At all. If we all died tomorrow from this elusive virus, the only reason the government would care is because they'd have less votes. Although, come to think of it, after we die, they'd probably just register us to vote in Chicago like they usually do. So what does all of this have to do with masks? I'm getting there. Bear with me. How many of you are sick of seeing this? Or this? Yeah. So first of all, doctors, nurses, hospital admin, none of these people were heroes before Corona. We're just now acknowledging their benefit and contribution to society. Funny. And even if I were to be on board with those signs outside of a hospital, a grocery store, really? The people working there are heroes?
I don't think so.
How about me at my job? What about you at yours? Aren't we all risking Corona? Shouldn't we all be called heroes if we go to work every day? I'm sorry, but this is so ridiculous. It's as though a grocery store clerk is Batman fighting the virus known as COVID the Dark.
Let's get dangerous.
Again, why is it limited to hospital staff and supermarket cashiers? Oh, because those are... Wait, let me see if I get this right. Essential workers. So no one else is essential. I see. Just who the government tells you is essential. Your business is not essential. Your job is not essential. You having money to buy food every week, that's not essential. You having a roof over your head, that's not essential. You having clothes on your back, not essential. You having gas in the car is also not essential. Well, not essential to the government, but to you, it's essential. This goes back to my previous question. When is the last time the government ever cared about you? The answer is never. They don't care. They are wielding this whole mask frenzy to their benefit, and for several reasons. Are you afraid of catching the virus? And do you believe your only hope is by others wearing a mask? Congratulations. The government has done a fine job in brainwashing you, controlling you, and evoking fear in your heart. Are you afraid of being fined and taken to jail if you don't comply with the new laws and regulations of wearing a mask in every single public setting? Congratulations again to the government and to the masses who follow in line, like good little mask Nazis that they are. They have been successful already in the past in making those things a reality. We've already been conditioned to not question authority. We've been threatened in the past with the word police, with the transgender police, the racism police, with the sexism police, the feminism police, the equal rights and opportunities police, with Antifa. Well, they don't really like police, but you name it, we've bowed down to it. So why would this be any different? Those signs you see outside of grocery stores and hospitals and other places of business where essential workers work, that's more conditioning to think what the government wants you to think. When you see those signs, it's not an upbeat, hopeful banner that it might seem that it is. It's meant to remind you constantly while you're driving along if you happen to forget for one fleeting second about Corona. There it is again, sneaking up on you, not giving you a moment's peace. It's reinforcing the narrative that this thing is going to eat you alive. It's meant to subliminally control your thinking. Yes, call the police on the people who aren't wearing the mask, because they might be infecting you and others.
I've got one that can see.
He's a tall Caucasian male, doesn't appear armed, wearing sunglasses.
Government is doing a bang-up job in dividing the nation. And it's not just with the masks, it's with rioting too. But you'll just have to stay tuned for my next video to learn all about that. In short, the American people have shown over the last 5 years or less that they can be easily manipulated and bamboozled into thinking pretty much anything, no matter how ridiculous it may be.
Now, you don't really think that you're part dog?
In some way, I have to believe that I am.
Okay, so
because of circumstances over the years that have shown me that there must be something there, because it's that strong of a thing for me.
So you think you could be a dog trapped in a human body?
Yeah, in some way. I don't know how it is. I don't know how it happened, but I do really believe that it's a possibility that maybe I was intended to be a dog somehow. I don't know.
And the more we relinquish our power to the government, the less and less freedom we will have. Don't be like the Hungarians. Think for yourself. That's it for today, everybody. Did you like this video? Then make sure to like it, share it, and subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to hit the notification bell, and you'll be updated every time I come out with a new video. You won't want to miss them. So until next time, everybody.
Cosmo Kramer.
Okay, you're checked in?
Yeah, thank you.
Here's your AIDS ribbon.
No thanks.
You don't want to wear an AIDS ribbon?
No.
But you have to wear an AIDS ribbon.
I have to?
Yes.
Yeah, see, that's why I don't want to.
But everyone wears the ribbon. You must wear the ribbon.
What you are? You're a ribbon bully.
Hey, you, come back here. Come back here and put this on.
Hey, Cedric, Bob, this guy won't wear a ribbon.
Who? Who doesn't want to wear the ribbon? So, what's it going to be? Are you going to wear the ribbon?
No, never.
But I'm wearing the ribbon. He's wearing the ribbon. We are all wearing the ribbon. So why aren't you going to wear the ribbon?
This is America. I don't have to wear anything I don't want to wear.
What are we going to do with him? I guess we're just going to have to teach him to wear the ribbon.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine.